Hello. In this video I'm going to follow up on some points that have been made over the last few days in relation to some other of my other videos. And the reason I want to do that is because I want my channel to be much more interactive. I don't just want it to be me posting a video and then you watching it. And often people raise interesting points or they ask questions in the comments, but I know that not everybody reads other people's comments. So I'm going to follow up those points and questions, and you can benefit from them too. So if that's of interest, stay tuned. Alright, so let's look at the topics that we're going to cover today. The first one is looking forward to self-practice, getting your passion back for practice. Number two is targets, what kind of targets that you should be using. Number three is video analysis. What should you be looking for when you watch yourself on video? And then number four is one of the self-pressure exercises. Was that too hard? We shall find out. So let's start with the first one, which is passion for practice. You can see here that John H. has posted a comment on the post itself, and he's basically saying that, you know, he used to just hit the ball around, but now he actively looks forward to hitting the ball on his own, and that's really what I want to sort of communicate here. I'm trying to get my passion across for self-practice. Self-practice, solo practice, whatever you want to call it, is such a good thing for improving your game. It's not something that you do just because your partner hasn't turned up. It's not something you do while you're waiting for your partner to get changed or they're doing their warm-up. You do it because it's absolutely fantastic and you should be doing it. Everybody should be doing it. And John said that after he tried this workout, you know, he's got that passion back. And that's one of the things that I want to do with my channel, is I don't just want to give you individual routines, which are important, but I want to give you whole workout sessions that you can say, okay, I've got 20 minutes, I'm going to do exercise number 6 or mega set number 6 that Philip said. So that's really what we're looking for here, using time effectively. So the next one, as I click over here, is from Tom Ricard. He talks about hitting the ball to the back and what kind of targets that I would use. And as you can see here, I don't use my racket on the floor. I use it vertically against the wall because I'm actually more interested in tightness. And I will be making a proper video on targets. And one of the things I'll be telling you is that I'm actually more interested in how close you hit to the wall than how deep you hit it. Because often, even if you hit a perfect length but it's this far away from the wall, it's gettable. Hit a ball that is this tight, and it doesn't really matter how far it is to the corner. If it's in the middle even, it can be impossible. So a lot of the work that I do with targets is about tightness rather than length. That's not to say that we don't focus on length, but that's what it's about. So here I talk about taking a piece of A4 paper, or a letter sized if you're in the States, cutting it in half, putting them together, putting them on the floor. Something as simple as that. But I will be making a proper video of the types of targets that I use, and I have proper real targets like pipes and all sorts of things that I'll be showing you, balloons. So look out for that video soon. But yeah, it's a great idea to put something down, but focus on the tightness, not just the length. Now the next one was to do with video analysis, and we'll switch over to that. Okay, you can see a comment here from Craig Orrell, and he talks about, you know, I posted a video which was to do with the 5 questions that you should be asking yourself, and the question number 1 was, when was the last time you videoed yourself? Because you should be doing that. And quite a few people have written to me and said, well, what should I be watching for? So clearly I didn't communicate what I was trying to express here. And let's just have a quick look here. Craig talks about, should he be doing a drill and then watching a pro do the same drill and making a comparison? No, I don't recommend that you do that. You're not trying to become a pro, you're trying to improve your game. And part of coaching is about making changes as they need to be made, not just looking at what you are now and what you want to be and trying to find the shortest way there, because the shortest way is not necessarily the best way. The best way is the most efficient way, and that might be a longer way, but it's better for you. Okay, that's another video. But what we're trying to say here is that when you watch yourself, you should just be looking for an overview. Don't worry too much about technique. That's a different type of video, and really that should be done by a coach or an expert, you know, technical analysis. So it's an overview, and let's have another look at a text here. Now this was an email, so this will remain anonymous, but what we've got here is that this particular person has taken it quite seriously, and that's fantastic, and he's looked at or she's looked at what they've been doing, and you can see here that they got 5 bad serves, 13 bad service returns, and they've really analysed it. Now I love this because this person has really watched the video, and it's quite clear that they really need to improve their service return and shot selection. Okay, don't worry about the English, this person is not a native speaker. So what we would be doing here is, that is what you want to do when you watch yourself on video. Look for a general overview. How many times do I make a mistake? Oh, I've like made 5 mistakes in that backhand corner. Okay, well there you go, that's the answer. You know, look for the things that you do the worst, as in the most number of times, and just begin to become aware of them. I'm not suggesting that the video has to suddenly start you to turn you into this compulsive, obsessive person who watches everything that they do. But if you've never seen yourself, watching yourself for the first time can be like a real shock, as I mentioned in that video. And I just want you to understand where you are, and seeing yourself can do that. Now, the next point would be to watch your opponent, and that's another excellent point, and that could be a really useful thing if you're playing them in a tournament. So you could video a match if you know, oh, I'm playing that person in a first round of the tournament next week. Okay, yeah, that would be a kind of cool thing to do, as long as you don't again analyze too much. Look for the kind of mistakes that this person makes, or look for the winners. Bear in mind though that the kind of winners that this person played against that opponent might not be the kind of winners that they hit against you, or the same for mistakes. But having a general idea is always a good thing. So that's really what this is. And then the last one in today's session is about, sorry, just have to jump around and find it, is Network N says that this was to do with the self-practice session. Network N says that it's pretty unachievable at grade D though. Any chance of, you know, specifically? Well, I thought about that, and what I'm going to show you now is me playing left-handed. Now I'm right-handed. Now if I were to play in a tournament, I would be a D or an E as far as hitting the ball is concerned. So I did the solo exercise. It's playing as we speak now. I did 10 of them, and I managed to do it. It took me 8 minutes of mistakes, but I managed to do it. And the good thing is that I became a little bit passionate about it. I use that word a lot today, but I became, okay, my hand was hurting because I was holding the racket too tightly, and then I'd get quite close and I'd make some mistakes, but eventually I felt a sense of pride that I managed to finish it. And now when I go on court, I'm going to do it again because I want to beat my record. I want to beat 10. I want to see if I can do 15. I want to be able to do 15, and then slowly I'll get higher and higher. So the point I'm trying to make in response to Network N was that, yeah, it might be difficult, and I did 20 in the video as a demonstration. Normally when I do those, I do 60 of them. So it's not what number I do, it's what number you can do. And if you can only do 5, start with 5. There are some exercises that are just too hard for lower levels of beginners. I recognise that. But some of them, they're not. It's to do with your mentality. It's to do with the commitment. And that's what I'm trying to show with this particular video here, that if you actually keep working at it, you can do it. And it's worth doing. So there we go. Those are the responses for the last 10 days or so of the comments. I'm obviously not going to respond to every single comment. I've had a lot more than 4 comments in the last 10 days. But I feel that some of these points that are raised and questions that have been asked are useful for everybody. So that's it for today's video. Thanks for watching. And remember, do something every single day to improve your squash. That doesn't mean hitting the ball. That could be flexibility sessions. That could be mental imagery. That could be watching yourself on video or watching the professionals. There's a lot of different things that you can do every day, but do something every day. All right then, see ya.